Fellas, if you're too direct with a woman, this could happen to you. But if you're also too indirect, this could also happen to you.
How long have you guys been together?
About 6 months.
That's it? It's new. Oh, it's newish.
We're friends. We're just friends, but he wants it.
Can we talk about this not in front of everyone?
So the big question is, should you be direct or indirect when you speak to a girl? Drum roll, please. Both. You should adapt to the situation like a goddamn chameleon. Now, as a general rule of thumb, before you go up and start a conversation with a girl, ask yourself 2 questions. 1, is it a girl you're gonna have to see again, right? Is it a girl you're gonna see around regularly? And 2, are you in a place that you normally go to regularly? If you might run into her again, and if there's a possibility that it might not go well and you're gonna have to see her again, or it's a place that you frequent normally, right? And you don't want word to spread just in case it does go wrong at your gym or at your local cafe, then be a little more indirect. Now, if it's a girl that you probably won't see again, you can definitely afford to be a little more direct because who gives a shit? Now, I'm gonna go into specific examples and I'll give you guys some icebreakers that you can use to get those conversations started later on in the video. But first, it's important that you guys understand first, how women think, and second, how they perceive you before you even open your mouths. Now think about it like this. If you showed up to a car lot and you were curious about a specific car, the car salesman is going to influence your decision in some way, shape, or form. Even if you are already drawn to a specific car, right? Let's say the car salesman asks you what kind of cars you're into. You tell him Mercedes and Porsches. How would you react if he said to you, yeah, we got a Mercedes over there. How would you like to pay? You'd be like, what the f***? Right? Like, I don't know anything about the car. I haven't even gone over and checked it out. That was too fast. That was too direct. This will happen if you go up and approach a girl and you come on too strong, right? And you ask for her number too quickly without building that rapport and comfort. Now, at the same time, if that car salesman came up to you and asked you what you do for work, how far your commute to work is, and then started talking about the weather, you're checking your watch like, dude, get to the f***ing point. Stop wasting my time here. Where is this going? Like, when are we gonna start talking about the car? That's the reason I'm here. This will happen if you're too indirect when you go up and approach a girl, right? You have to communicate that you're interested in her. Girls aren't dumb. They know you approach them for a specific reason. So if you're beating around the bush and talking about the weather and traffic and directions to Starbucks without actually showing her you're interested in her, she's gonna think you're wasting her time and she's just gonna wanna go. So the perfect balance is to build that comfort and rapport while you're showing her that you're interested in her. While there's that flirty vibe to the conversation, as the old saying goes, don't hide your penis, right? Don't talk to her like you would a male acquaintance. Maybe some of you guys do already have good social skills, right? Maybe you just have trouble having those flirtier conversations. You get ghosted, or something just isn't working and you want to figure out what it is so you can start to achieve those results in your dating life. If that's the case, hit this link right here in my description below and I'll get you on a free call where we can talk about it. Now, this strategy of being direct, going up and saying, I thought you were cute, I wanted to meet you, might not be the best at work or at your gym, right? But you have to decide the level of that you give, right? As cliche as it sounds, we only have one life, fellas, okay? Is this your dream job? Think worst case scenario, right? What happens if she tells the boss? Are you willing to risk being known as that guy going around hitting on the girls at your gym? Is this a gym that you intend on going to long term? Now, there is a smart way to go about doing this without potentially getting rejected with girls that you regularly see or in places that you go to quite often. And that's simply just to check the temperature, right? To start throwing out some feelers. So here's a list of various openers that will help you start that conversation in places like these. If you're at the gym, go up to her and say, I haven't seen you here before. It makes it come off as you know everybody there, you're that social guy at the gym, and it's like, hey, why haven't we met yet, right? You're just generally curious. If it's a girl that you see there quite a bit and even make eye contact with from time to time, you can just go up and say, I see you here quite a bit. Are you training for the Olympics or something? Then you can briefly talk about her workout, introduce yourself.
I gotta get back to my workout now.
Okay.
But yeah, Devin.
And get the hell out of there, right? I got to get back to my workout now, right? Because you're supposed to be there for a reason. You can take this same formula and apply it to the barista at your local cafe that you always see. I always see you here, but I don't think we've officially met yet. I'm Kelvin H. Hughes III. Nice to meet you. And then you talk about something in the environment. The new drink of the day, or ask her what the most popular drink is there, right? Simple stuff. Just get that conversation started and then you can build on that conversation the next time you see her. While you're doing this, you're constantly feeling out how receptive she is to you while you're having these conversations, right? Is she glued to you when you speak? Is she looking around like this, looking like she just wants to get back to work? Right? You got to feel this out. Then when you're absolutely sure that she's into you, suggest an activity that you guys can both do and grab her number. Or if your level of given is 0, just go for the number when even you sense a little bit of interest. Now, when you're at places during the daytime, like the mall or the street, you can be a little more direct, right? Because you probably won't see that girl again. You can tell her that she caught your eye or you were wondering why you haven't met her yet, and then make sure that you stop her, right? But before you say anything, say, "Excuse me, hi," and then get her attention first. I still wouldn't go overboard on the physically escalating unless you actually go on an Insta date, right? But when you're leading her somewhere, put your hand on her lower back. If you want to move her away from the sidewalk, right? Away from the busy sidewalk, you can kind of guide her. Light touches on the shoulder as you make a joke or you laugh at something that she says, right? You're so funny, Cynthia. Now, clubs are an entirely different ballgame here, fellas. You could and you should be physically escalating as quickly as possible. Now, that doesn't mean you go up and start grabbing random girls' asses, okay? It just means that you're establishing that physical contact quicker, right? Even when you go up and approach her, hand on the shoulder, lean into her ear so she can hear you. "Hi, I'm Kelvin H. Hughes III. Nice to meet you," right? Whatever you're gonna say, but you want to close that distance as fast as possible. You're putting your hand on her lower waist and you're guiding her through the club. Now, same thing applies here, right? You're leading her. You're leading her to go and isolate her away from her friends and away from the loud goddamn music so your eardrums don't pop out, right? You want to actually be able to hear what she's saying. You can even take her by the hand and guide her to that quieter place. Now, guys, if you want to learn more particularly about how you can escalate and isolate at the club, drop me a comment below and I'll make that video for you, okay?